Oh, the weather outside might be frightful, and as our wonderful mate, what was his name, Mick McCarthy always says, well, it can't be Christmas, can it? It can. A very warm welcome to Online Darts. This is the Paddy Power World Darts Championship draw. Watch along here at your home of all darts content. Jonathan, alongside you, we are going to be talking you through the draw. Is happening in the next 5 minutes, we are told by the powers that be at the PDC. We want to get you involved as much as we possibly can throughout the next half hour or so as we guide you through the draw for the biggest darts event in the world. I hope you are all doing good. Hope you were with us earlier on today, because if you missed it, what a day it was in Leicester for the qualifier, the tour card holder qualifier, the last chance saloon, as we often call it here on the channel. Absolute drama ahoy. Some big names missing out as well. Florian Hempel, Rob Owen were tipped to get through, potentially save their tour cards. Not going to be the case today. Throughout the day, though, we had some absolutely incredible drama. Travis Dudney, won his last 10 match against Martijn Dracht 7-4. Stephen Burton beating Jitse van der Waal again. It's another shock of a day for Jitse van der Waal. Remember last year when he missed those match darts to get to the Worlds against Jan van Veen in the World Youth Championship? Now it is gone again, losing 7-5 to Stephen Burton. And at the start of the day, we had 3 last leg deciders. Adam Hunt beating Titus Kanek, Haipai Puha of New Zealand beating Brett Claydon, and the best news of all, Jose de Sousa is back. And he is at the World Championships, beating Andy Bolton 7 legs to 6. Those were the final 5 players to qualify for the World Darts Championship for 2026. We will have it all covered for you here on Online Darts. Of course, we will throughout the December into January period, throughout the Christmas period, if you want to know. But very welcome to everybody in the chat room. Malachi's asking already, where's your Jose shirt? It's not that time yet. It's not that time yet, mate. It really isn't. John asks, this is the live draw. We will be telling you what happens in the draw, but we can't show it live due to rights restrictions, unfortunately. But we will be telling you what happens throughout the draw. We want you to get involved, though. We want to get ties around, all that sort of stuff. Dan Simpson, Cam McFarlane, hopefully, as long as he gets back from London in time, Philip Bars will be talking it through on the live lounge later on at 8 p.m. GMT. Kieran says, can't wait for this. Let's go. Pepper's Darts Club says he's looking forward to it. Yes, we are. Chop Chop Ginger Nut says, Gob. Yep, well, we're on live. We are now. We're not live now. We are. Why wasn't I told? Should have been told. But yes, so we are almost ready to go. Yes, I have confused Jitse van der Waal, Jurgen van der Waal. Yes, I have. Congrats. Well done, Gold. Thanks very much indeed for that one. Very, very good. Yes, Malachi is at the draw in London. Yes, Philip, that's exactly where he is, but he should be back for the live lounge later on tonight. That is 8 o'clock with Dan Simpson and Cam McFarlane. We'll be talking you through everything that happened, of course, at the weekend of the Players' Championship Finals, where the world number one continued to look like the world number one. Luke Littler winning his 5th TV title of the year, the World Match Play, the World Grand Prix, the Grand Slam, the Players' Championship Finals, and the UK Open, all won by the Nuke. It means that he's got an incredible 1.9 million ranking points in 2 years. Easily the best of all time. Antoinette as well. Labashane says, hi, hope you're all good. Thank you very much for joining us. Ducky has asked, has GUV avoided Littler? Well, we will talk you through that in a little bit, because what we'll do is we'll show you the projected World Championship draw while we are waiting for the PDC to push the button and push it live. But yes, Jan van Veen is in the same half of the draw as Luke Humphreys. So they could actually meet in a quarter final, but that is for another time, as we know. But yes, Luke Littler will be the number one seed. You can see the seeds scrolling across the screen. We will change that in a moment as well. We'll talk you through all the players that are involved. It's a little bit different this year, of course, obviously, as the World Championship expands to 128 players. It means that normally, of course, from the last few years, the number 1 and to number 32 seeds, top 32 in the PDC order of merit, automatically got through to round 2. and they have to win one match to get through to round 3. A little bit different this time around with the move to 1-8. It means they will all play at 7 matches if they want to be the first ever £1 million champion. £1 million just for 3 weeks' work. It could be worse, couldn't it? Could be worse. But yes, we can tell you now that Sky have just gone live with the draw. So we're just having a chat. Emma Payton's got the Stigwood L trophy in the background as well. Those are the 33 to 64 players. Those are quite important, actually, because they are going to be on the left-hand side of the draw. How it's going to work is this. The 1 to 32 players for the PDC order of merit will be seeded. They will be part of the draw bracket. That will not change. What will change, though, are the players in 33 through until 64. They will be on the left-hand side of the draw. They will play either one of the remaining Pro Tour players, which you can see scrolling across your screen right now, or one of the international qualifiers in round 1. Round 2 then obviously sees those people that won their matches go through, and then we go on to round 3 where 32 players will remain. And if it works out as it should do with the seedings, 1 will play 32, 16 will play 17, 2 will play 31, so on and so forth as we go through the draw. Let's see if we can't show you what the projected draw would be. Thanks to everybody at Darts Rankings for this. Obviously, by the way, if you obviously are new to the sport or anything like that, and you have never used Darts Rankings for anything, it is just the greatest thing on the planet. So this is how it looks right now. If I show you the World Championship draw, I'll show you it across this way a little bit. Let me just change this around. As Luke Littler actually just been drawn against Darius Labanauskas. In fact, we haven't got time for that because they are getting on with it. Luke Littler will take on Darius Labanauskas in round number 1. That's the first draw. That's the first game. Mario van der Behade is next, and he will play number 97, which is David Davis. So one of those two will be able to get a game against either Luke Littler or Darius Labanauskas. Joe Cullen is seeded in that part of the draw. He will take on number 68, and that is Bradley Brooks. That's a really good game, in fact, actually. So those two as well, potentially getting on with it there. Also, Mensur Suljovic is next out. Mensur Suljovic will take on number 106. That's David Cameron. David Cameron there. So there we go. Damon Hector next up. So what's happening, obviously, is that the seeds will be drawn in particular in the bracket order. He will take on Steve Lennon. That's a tight game as well. And with the way Damon Hector's playing at the moment, it's not necessarily a done deal with that one. And number 35, Raymond van Barneveld, is in the same half of the draw, same section of the draw as Luke Littler. Remember, of course, they met in round 4 in the first go-round for Littler. He will take on Stefan Belmont next up. Rob Cross is next out, and he will play number 85, which is Core Decker. Interesting game that for Rob. You could have asked for worse, to be fair, I think. But Ian White is next out. Ian White, remember, of course, he's been very, very good recently. He will take on Mervyn King. That is a matchup for the oldies. There we go. Dan Dawson will be very happy with that. Merverts could be worse. Could have been worse. Right, Chris Dobie next out. He will take on Zhao Chen Zong. That is an interesting game, I think, actually. Dobie, not necessarily in the form of his life. Andrew Gilding next out. Some tough parts of the draw, this already. And he will take on Cam Crabtree. That's a winnable game for Cam. That is a really winnable game for Cam. Not our Cam, but, for that Cam. Right, Luke Woodhouse next out. And he will play number 95. That's Boris Kritschmar, the Croatian, of course, former tour card holder. He will be there. I think he's still got a tour card, actually. It's great, but there he is. Number 38, that's Martin Lukeman. He is next out. He will take on number 81, and that is Max Hopp. That's a really, really interesting game, I think. Max Hopp there back in, and Gerwin Price in the next section of the draw. Final couple of games there in the round of 128, and he will take on Adam Gavlas. That's next. Lucas Veinig as well. So this will be for the right to potentially play going price in round 2. And he will take on number 80, and that's Wesley Placia. That's an interesting one. That's another interesting game, although that will be an afternoon game. I can guarantee that. And then Ryan Joyce, final seed in Section 1. He will take on Owen Bates, which is quite an interesting draw. Again, some nice little games, nice little ties brewing already in Section 1 of the draw. And Christoph Ratajski is there as well in Section 1. He will take on number 96, and that's Alexis Toyolo. Oh, that could be a slow one. Jesus. Don't put that one on last, because that could be a long one. Right, Section 2, and it will be headlined by Stephen Bunting, the world number 4, taking on number 75, and that's Sebastian Białowski. That's a tough game. That's a tough game for Stephen Bunting. Don't make any mistake on that one. Number 48, Richard Veenstra, next out. He will take on number 113. That is Nitin Kumar. That'll be an afternoon game. No doubt about that. Dirk van Dijvenbode next out. He's the number 29 seed. And he will take on Andy Bartens of Belgium. He is next in. Getting through this as quickly as you possibly can. Number 61 is James Hurrell. And he will take on number 105. And that is Stowe Bunce. Interesting, none of the women out yet, by the way. Still got 4 women in the draw this year. Martin Schindler, number 13. He will take on number 65. And that's Stephen Burton, who qualified today in the qualifier. I hope you were with us for that earlier on. And he will take on moving on then, number 55. That's Keane Barry. Barry Keane to a lot of our watchers and people here. Tim Pussy from Australia. I'm not going to make a joke. That's not my style, as we know. Ryan Searle, number 20. Seed number 20. He'll take on number 67, and that's Chris Landman. Next game to be brought out. He's number 39, and that's Brendan Dolan, the Dolanizer, the history maker. Number 93, and that's Tavis Dudney, who, of course, he was also one of the 5 qualified earlier on today. We will try and get you the draw as quickly as possible as soon as the draw's done. The next one to go down is the number 5 seed, Johnny Clayton, and he'll take on Adam Lipscomb, of course, who missed all those match starts against Daryl Gurney at the weekend in the Players' Championship finals. Has a shot now at Johnny Clayton. Don Taylor next out, and he will take on... Wayne's already got the ball in his hand. And he'll take on Oscar Lukasiak. Michael Smith next out. Number 28 seed, and he'll take on number 99. That's Lisa Ashton. That's a good game. Tough draw for Lisa, but over 5 sets, you never know. Neil Sonnefeld will take on number 83. And that's Hopai Puha, one of the other qualifiers from earlier on today. Still got 2 left of those qualifiers that came through today. Ross Smith, number 12 seed, will take on Andreas Harrison, the Swede himself, will be in action there. Number 59, that's Thibaut Tricol. I really hope he gets a nice draw. You know me, I love a bit of French action, a bit of Thibaut. He'll take on Matsumo Sakai. That's his draw. That's not a bad draw. Again, could have asked for worse. Final seed in this section is Dave Chisnell. We'll take on number 123. That's Fallon Sherrock. There's a chance of an upset. There's a chance of an upset there. And there's Ricardo Pietreczka coming out, the highest non-seed. He'll take on number 69, Jose de Sousa. Jose, yes. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Okay, section 3 then. We move on to the bottom half of the World Darts Championship draw. Luke Humphries is the number 2 seed, and he will take on number 92, and that's Ted Evans, of course, who lost to Fallon in round 1. Remember all those years ago, back on there after winning on the Challenge Tour, going to get a place on that. And there is Jeffrey de Graaf. He's next out. And he will take on number 115, and that is Paul Lim. Love to see Paul Lim there. We are motoring through this. The next seed out is number 31, Vessel Nyman, and he will take on number 66, Karol Sedlacek. That's an interesting tie. It's a very interesting tie, in fact. And Gabriel Clemens next out, number 47. And he will take on number 98. And that is Alex Spellman. Really good draw, I think, that for Alex. Gabriel not necessarily at his best. There you go. Limbs are clocked. Love to see it, Rob. Yes, we know. Nathan Aspinall, number 15 seed, will take on number 110. That's Lawrence Larkin. That is not going to be good. That's not good for him. Slow play. The way Lawrence plays will not help him at all. Mickey Mansell next out. Bradley's asked, Peter Wright been out? Not yet. He will be seeded, though. Mickey Mansell against Leonard Gates. Okay. I mean, I can dig that. Peter Wright is seeded, and he will be in section 4 of the draw. So not just yet. Mike Decker will take on David Munyoya of Kenya. He will be making his debut at the Worlds. Next game, number 41, is Kevin Dutz as well. One of the many, many Netherlands players involved. And he will take on number 73. That's Matt Denon, who also qualified from the Pro Tour Order of Merit. So a Pro Tour game there in round 1. We'll try and go through the entire draw as soon as we possibly can. James Wade is number 7. And he takes on Rusi Azimoto of Japan. Next out, number 40. That's Ricky Evans, who's had a very decent end to the year, I think, actually, Ricky. Obviously got to Grand Slam quarterfinal. And he'll take on Man Lok Lung. Seen him before a couple of times at the Worlds. Bogre's still not out yet. Cameron Menzies will take on number 100, and that's Charlie Manby. That's a good game. Like that. Really like that. And then we've got Matt Campbell. He will take on number 122. That's Adam Savada. Jan van Veen, the number 10 seed. Who is he going to get? He's going to get Christo Reyes. Christo, of course, coming through as an international qualifier. He came through the Mediterranean qualifier. Alan Suter. We've seen him on a couple of occasions as well. Go deep in the Worlds, made around 4 number of times, and he takes on Timu Haju of Finland, won the Nordic and Baltic Championship to get to here. Next out, Dimi van den Berg. Who's he going to get? He's going to get number 71, and that's Darren Beveridge, one of the 40 Pro Tour qualifiers. Final seed in this section of the draw, Mardus Rasma. Next out, final game, it's Mardus Rasma against Jamai van der Herrik. So there we go. Right. Moving on, he came through the development tour. Michael Van Gerwen, who is he going to play? He's going to play Micho Tatsunami, the Steel Darts Japan champion, number 42. That's William O'Connor. Still no Bo Greaves. Still no Gemma Hayter as well. Noah Lynn. Christoph Kachuk next out. Right, so very good, Rob. Yes, he's not finished. He is only 28. Right, Peter Wright next out. Who is he going to get? 126. That is Noelin van Leuven. I think the atmosphere Ali Pali could be interesting for that one. Number 53, that's Kim Hybrex. He may have just passed his best a little bit, but he's still dangerous on his day. And he'll take on Arno Merck as well. Arno Merck was the Super League winner from Germany. Right, the Flying Scotsman, Gary Anderson. He will take on number 78. That's Adam Hunt. Interesting game there. 2 players originally from the same stable. Next out, number 50, Connor Scott. Now, this could be interesting if he gets Bo. 127 is Simon Whitlock, of course, who qualified from the Aussie Premier League not long ago. Jermaine Watamina is next out. As I said, no Gemma Hayter, no Bo Greaves been picked just yet. He takes on Dominic Gruich. Next out. Came from the qualifier today, Scott Williams. He will take on 117. That's Paolo Nebreda. So Bo could get Danny Noppert here, which would be difficult, I think. 89. That's Jurgen van der Walde. Coming through off the development tour. Number 56, Nick Kenny. Next out. And he will take on Justin Hood. So where on earth is Bo Greaves going to fit into this? Richie Edhouse next out. Only 3 more seeds to go. 124 is Johnny Tata from New Zealand. He won the DPNZ Pro Tour. Ryan Meikle, of course, who managed to make it into the Players' Championship Finals due to the illness to Nico Springer, will take on number 121. That's Jesus Salate. Josh Rock will take on 109. That's Gemma Hayter. There she is. Gemma Hayter coming through from the Women's Series. Number 52, Nico Springer. Obviously made a decent impact at the Grand Slam. We'll take on 107. That's Joe Comito, DPA Pro Tour winner. Final seed then is Daryl Gurney. Will he play Bo? Yes, he will. Daryl Gurney against Bo Greaves in round 1. She was made to wait, but we got there. And finally, the final game is Callan Ridds versus number 112, and that's Patrick Kovac. So the draw is done. That is the draw for the 2026 Paddy Power World Darts Championship, and we can show you it now. Well, we can show you section 1 at least for Wikipedia updates. Let me get this up for you as soon as I possibly can, and we will go through all of it. Right, so bear with me on this one because we've got a lot to try and do and a lot to try to get through. But let's just see if we can get this draw up for you here on Online Darts. What a draw it is, by the way. As per usual, really, this just all it ever does is just deliver absolute carnage and chaos, as it always does. Let's just show you then what we've got here for the World Darts Championship draw. That is it. Let me just try and zoom in a little bit. Also doing stuff on the fly. Appreciate it's a pain in the backside. So let's just try and see if we can get that done for you. We have got Luke Littler versus Darius Labanauskas. We've got Mario van der Bahada against David Davis. Joe Cullen taking on Bradley Brooks. Mensur Sulovic versus David Cameron. Damon Hetta versus Steve Leonard. Raymond van Barneveld against Stefan Belmont. 17 seed then Rob Cross will take on Cord Decker. We've then got Ian White against Mervyn King. Chris Doby against Zhao Zong. Andrew Gilding against Cram Crabtree. Try saying that 10 times, that'll make your teeth fall out. Luke Woodhouse against Boris Kutchmar. Martin Lukeman against Max Hopp in that section. And then finally, Gerwin Price against Adam Gablas. Lucas Vainig against Wesley Placia. Ryan Joyce against Owen Bates. And Christoph Ratajski against Alexis Toyolo. That is next on. So those are the next games. We will try and see if we can get anything else that they did, but that is section 3 done at least anyway. A couple of other bits in section 4. We can tell you this now. There's section 4. Michael Van Gerwen against Mitsushoko Tatsunami. Peter Wright against Noel Van Leuven. These are all the seeded games. There are other games as well involved. Gary Anderson against Adam Hunt. Jermaine Watsamina versus Dominic Rudish. Danny Noppert against Jurgen van der Walde. Richie Edhouse against Johnny Tartar, Josh Rock against Gemma Hayter, Daryl Gurney, Bo Greaves, and Callan Ridds against Patrick Kovac of Hungary. So we will try and keep you up to date, try and see if there's everything else gets filled in here as well. Don't forget Stephen Bunting against Sebastian Białecki 2. What a draw that is. The boys will be able to go through it more in depth as we go through on the live lounge. We will obviously be back with you for full predictions. Remember, next week is where you need to join us for that, because we will be heading off to the Prince of Wales in Ilkeston for the live lounge live. It's going to be there from 7:30, I believe, UK time. Phil, Dan, and a whole host of special guests, including as well Chris Mason. He will be there with us as well. Of course, he will be, the legend that is Mr. Chris Mason. So hope that you can join us for that. Don't forget that we are back as well, as I say, 8 o'clock. It is Dan Simpson and Cam McFarlane with you on the live lounge. The boys will be with you, and hopefully as well Philip. To any other comments as well, we'll get you the draw as quick as we can on the website. But thanks very much indeed for joining us here on the stream as the Paddy Power World Darts Championship comes into view. It can't be Christmas, can it? Well, it certainly can. If you have missed any part of it, you can head over to the draw on onlinedarts.com. We'll get it to you as soon as we possibly can. But from us all for now, we'll see you back here at 8 o'clock for the next installment of our Marathon Day of Darts. 128 players have been drawn out in the race to try to get to become the first £1 million world champion. It's going to be good fun. Merry Darkness. See you later.